We're here in a trendy part of London at the Bike Shed venue for the preview of Triumph's brand new Bonneville range. It's that time of year again when all the bikes are due to be launched, new stuff at the bike shows in the next couple of months, and everybody starts having a bit of a punt at what's going to come out from different manufacturers. But in terms of Triumph, we had no idea what to expect. We've seen a few spy shots. Other than that, we were pretty clueless until they rolled out all the new bikes this afternoon. And what do we have? 5 new Bonnevilles in the range. They've got a Street Twin, which is what I'm sitting on at the moment, which is the base model, which is going to go up against bikes like the Ducati Scrambler. They've got the T120, which uses a brand new 1200cc engine, a T120 black version, and then 2 new Thruxtons. A Thruxton base model, again, uses that 1200cc engine, albeit a slightly different tuned one, and then an R version of the Thruxton, which has Brembo brakes, proper suspension on it, you name it, all the good stuff. Let's go through those bikes kind of one by one, see what's different over the old models, and see how these bikes compare against other modern classics like the Ducati Scrambler and the Moto Guzzi V7 Stone. So this is the new Street Twin. How does it compare to the old base model Bonneville? I guess the biggest difference is that new engine, which all the bikes have. This is the only one in the range though to have a new 900cc unit. So the old bike used an 865cc parallel twin, but it was air-cooled. This one is now water-cooled, as you can see by that radiator at the front, although it's still pretty discreet and it's not a big, massive, ugly one. It fits in there really neatly. We haven't been given horsepower figures yet, but Triumph says it makes 18% more torque. It's all about having that nice burbly power low down where you want it. Areas where the old bikes fell a bit short compared to the modern stuff, like the Ducati Scrambler and the Moto Guzzi V7 range, is those modern touches. It's got ABS, traction control, there's a slip assist clutch, which basically the most important thing that it does in terms of helping the rider is actually reduces clutch pull. So the old bike felt it had quite a heavy clutch pull. Now I can do it with 2 fingers, 1 finger. It's really, really light. It's important to know that despite the fact that this bike is the base model, it still feels really premium. It's got some very nice touches to it. So the rear lights are now LED. The front headlight has got a small Triumph logo in it. So it's really similar to what BMW did with its R9T. It's just a very nice, fairly exclusive touch. What Triumph also has done is introduce these things called inspiration kits. And it's kind of in the name. And what these are effectively pre-customized versions of the Street Twin, and it's kind of in the name. Effectively, they're pre-customized bikes to give inspiration as to what you might want to end up with your perfect bike. Next up is the new T120, which obviously replaces the current T100 in the range. Now, again, similar to the Speed Twin, the biggest upgrade over the old bike is probably that engine. So it's a brand new, built from the ground up, 1200cc water-cooled unit. Again, like the old one, we haven't been told brake horsepower figures yet, but this bike apparently makes 54% more torque than the old Bonneville. On top of that, despite the capacity hike, it's 36% more fuel efficient. In fact, pretty much everything is new on this bike. In terms of the electronics, there's rider modes, ABS, traction control, and on these T120s you also get heated grips, which have a really neat integrated button into the actual grip itself. There's new styling tweaks. There's now different color schemes, different clocks. The bevel around the clocks is different. There's also different riding positions, so the geometry has actually changed on the bike too. Although this bike has a similar style to the Street Twin, it's actually noticeably larger than it once you get up close and sit on it. But still, my favorite bike is yet to come. Let's go over there. So here is my favourite bike of the day so far, easily. It's the Thruxton, and there's also the Thruxton R. It's the same 1200cc unit that's in the Bonneville, but they're actually different engines. So in the Bonneville version, it's a high torque unit, so it's slightly slower revving. This is a 1200cc high power unit is what they're calling it. So there's new camshafts, a lighter crankshaft, a higher compression ratio, and the result of that is even more power and even more torque than a 1200cc unit in the Bonneville. What you lose out over the Bonnie is the heated grips, but you do get back an extra riding mode. So this one now has sport mode for slightly more precise throttle response. Another good thing is that all these bikes, because of the different engines, because of the different exhausts that they use, have different sounds. And each and every single one, 100% hand on heart, sounds so much better than last year. Obviously, being in here, this kind of big domed out building, it does sound a bit better than it would outside, but the noises are really bassy and full of volume exhaust noting. But to be honest, it feels just silly talking about all the gizmos that this bike has, even though it does have a lot, because it's just such a gorgeous bike to look at. It seems criminal to talk about the electronics and the boring things. It's the type of thing you'd buy and just park in your living room. It's so pretty. Another special treat that Triumph had in store for us today is displaying this bike. Now, it might just look like another custom Thruxton, but this is actually the bike that David Beckham used in the latest Belstaff Outlaw film. Today has been a really great day to have a look at the new bikes, see what they look like, see how they compare in terms of noise to the old machines, but we still don't know horsepower figures, price, weight, dimensions, things like that. So as soon as we do, and as soon as we can get a ride on these bikes, we will be the first ones to swing a leg over them and get a full review.